Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching. How you guys doing this beautiful Sunday? Well, I'm in Florida. It's not so beautiful because it's raining like crazy, guys. It's raining like crazy. It's crazy, man. Hallelujah. It's crazy rain. Rain. It's crazy rain. Hallelujah. It's crazy rain. Yeah. All right. Man, let's fight it a little bit. Let's fight it a little bit, guys. Let's fight it a little bit. I was eating a little bit, guys. Eating little Haitian food after church. I gotta go doodle and after it. But yeah, I just finished just finished. Give me a second. What's going on today, guys? Uh, guys, TikTok can have a new owner produced what Trump said today. Let's do a little share screen. Let's do it now with Instagram. Oh shit. Ah, God no, I cannot play that shit. Get me my copyright strike and shit. God damn. I wonder if I can pull up worldstarhiphop.com. Cause there be some crazy shit on worldstarhiphop.com though. But some of them be like copyright. Like for real. A lot of shit on Worldstar sometimes be copyright. And because some of them have a lot of violence too, bro. Some of them have a lot of violence. So let's go back over here. What's going on the internet today, guys? I know I haven't been, but I wanted to do I don't want to do this. That's copyright. Some of those shit are copyright. Um, I gotta be careful. Damn. Okay. Fuck. I gotta find one. Okay. I gotta be careful sometimes. Some of those shit can be copyright. You know what I mean? I don't want to waste my time recording for like a whole hour, right? You record for a whole hour, then you gotta take it down because you got copyright strike on your channel. That is the worst, guys. The worst. Let's see if I can do it like that. It's the worst. Like you work your ass to try to create a video, then motherfucker like check you with a copyright strike. So okay, she she don't want him. She got a whole husband, and she's still talking about Russell Simmons. Like she's not relevant with that talking about Russell Simmons. And her husband owed that nigga a whole bunch of money, bro. A whole bunch of money. I swear, I don't understand women. So this is breaking news today. The U.S. District Attorney is investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Basil on the allegation of gambling relating to NBA game Pro Bet, source to ESPN. Source developed surrounding one of the NBA free agent. So, see, that's a problem, bro. Nigga, no, bro. You can't do shit like that. But nigga gotta be nig. Nigga gotta nig, bro. Nigga gotta nig. God damn, bro. You come here almost overnight, try to, you know what I mean, in your career. Mom shot after. Okay. Oh, we know this, man. You know Miami Club is racist. We all know this, man. Let's talk about TikTok and Trump day today.
It's like TikTok. I'm extending that, but no big deal. We have a buyer for TikTok, by the way. I think I'll need probably China approval. I think presidency will probably do it.
Which buyer?
I'll tell you in about 2 weeks.
Good.
A big technology company there.
Very, very wealthy people. It's a group of very wealthy people, but no big deal. It's like TikTok. I'm extending that, but no big deal.
Okay. So remember recently, Chris Brown put Drake was supposed and the whole beef because Drake said um T-Pain said something during an interview about how Drake don't like taking his own conversation and about like after the beef with Kendrick Lamar to like take a break and come back and make music whenever you want. You're already winning. Um, but Drake feels some kind of way. Drake said, "Oh, T-Pain always talking about her every time he got a chance." There's that in the third. Well, I thought Chris Brown and Drake has settled their beef because he just came back and like in support of T-Pain. I'm like, what they do that at? But celebrity always fighting, bro. Always fighting. They're too rich and bored. They got nothing better to do, bro. Um, this 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 bitch is delusional, man. Man, I'm not even gonna talk about it, guys. I don't do TV show review, but I was wondering if I do it, but I'm worried about copyright strike if I do review for it, because some people can and some people don't. I don't know. Look what Fitness two times said in a recent video.
Yeah, cause I ain't know no better. I ain't know no better before I got my teeth fixed, nigga. I was a street nigga. Fuck brushing my teeth. I wanted some money, nigga. Fuck you talking about. But when I did better, hey man, quit playing with me, man. You know better, you do better, man. You gotta learn.
God damn! So you people kissing your stinking ass breath, stink, bro. There's people I'm talking to when I go to their place or whatever, bro. Their breath be like ass, bro. That's why I'm always checking my breath and making sure my breath is on point, bro. Because, bro, that's one of the things. If you don't brush and fluid properly, bro, it'll smell like doo doo. Because your teeth carry a lot of cavity, and the minute they sit down, your breath can smell like trash. Pretty much that's what it is. Because food smell really quick. It smells good when you put it in a cooler, but the minute it's not in a cooler or it just after cooking, but it smells bad really quick. So you have to find ways to like to brush your teeth properly, or like if you let them sit in a cavity like that, they'll smell like doo doo. Mm.
And that's
Bruh, this African chick was praising Trump. Bruh, I don't know if because the way she was praising Trump, bruh, Trump was doing this African chick so much compliment. I mean, an African chick, Trump, who just blocked all African country from enter, almost all African country from entering this country. And he got this, I don't even want to say disrespectfully, but you got this chick right there, like President Trump, to where like it's not even a fact news host. She's actually like a not foreign news journalist. But look,
so beautifully stated. And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect. She said, she's beautiful and you are beautiful. I'm not allowed to say that, that could be the end of my political career, but I'll say it anyway. But you are beautiful and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. So you covered Africa for a long time?
Yes, for over 10 years.
Wow.
I covered even your first administration.
Yes, I know that. That's great. Well, thank you. That's so nice that you said that. Appreciate it.
no, that hand gesture, like you know how that is, giving a little touch. Cause we believe it or not, some people say Trump do have a little slept with couple black black contestant from his TV shows and stuff like that. But I digress. I digress. Let's move on to something more important than this, bro. Look at this shenanigan, bro. Nigga gonna nig, bro. So you got this nigga right there locked up because he do some nigga shit. So somebody, I hire him, probably a white person, hire him, give his opportunity. We know we don't get opportunity like that in a suburban neighborhood in North Carolina to do a loan while they were there out of town. They trusted him. And this dumbass motherfucker, now other black people not gonna find opportunity. They're probably gonna give it to another Latino landscaper because this motherfucker right there decided to throw a party at the person just because they were a house. He didn't worry about people furniture being damaged. He didn't worry about, they give you access to their home. It's because they trust you, motherfucker. Because they trust you. They thought you were trustworthy. And you just proved them wrong, you stupid bum. He's not an immigrant. Why you guys jumping to say he's an immigrant? What does that say? He said he's an immigrant. He said that's why you gotta keep immigrant. What the F? Bruh, we give somebody up.
I was supposed to be there.
Brown strongly disputes the story UCSO is telling.
I never spoke to them about anything about who stayed there or who owned the place. It wasn't my right to tell them that because it's private property. I didn't sell any alcohol. I wasn't down
because they're saying there was underage drinking.
Nope, no underage drinking. Nope, I bought my drinks. And
he also remains confident that he hasn't lost a client.
I'm just waiting for them to come home just so I could continue to build my relationship and we can move forward. I knew I was supposed to be there.
Brown strongly disputes the story UCSO is telling.
I never spoke to them about anything about who stayed there or who owned the place.
So now it's making it look like that they did he given permission? Bro. Nigga gonna nig, bro. Nigga gonna nig. Nigga gonna nig. Nigga nig. Come on. I already make a video about that, about I feel bad for B someone, bro. A little bit. Not much, a little bit. Because she been getting backlash, but Jesus Christ, lady. You keep saying so dumb and shit after dumb shit. It's like people who's not expert on the field want to give you advice about certain things. It's like, What you know, bro? You don't know shit. Shut the hell up, bro. Shut up. But I digress, guys. I digress. Everybody want to be expert as a career, but we don't have no rapid specialties. Um, Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Oh, I know we all know Paul Walker is passed away, but he has two brothers. It looks like, according to Vin Diesel, in a final Fast and Furious 10 Part 2, they're about to bring Paul Walker back, and I can understand how they're gonna try to do that. Um, they are probably gonna try to make his brother play him, and kind of like when the movie is over, no more Fast and Furious. But they're supposed to like expand it like a Fast and Furious universe afterward. But I don't know how that's gonna work. But we shall see. Nearly 2 million student loan borrowers are set to have their wage garnished for repayment summit. Hmm. You don't have to do the corners. Yeah, you don't have to do the They finally caught this motherfucker who escaped from prison. Finally get back to your house. But I digress. All right. Let's remove that one. Delete that one. Just pull up share screen. Let's check out what his stuff back on. I gotta be careful though. Like I said, Could easily get a copyright strike over here. Bro.
Don't upload.
I gotta
Upload your videos to YouTube. Upload to Restream, where we will live stream it to YouTube and
oh shit. So this boyfriend trying to surprise girlfriend for his birthday. Look. What in the world? Wait 1 second, I gotta. So the those are set up, man. I hear like those because there's no way you open the door, you know, you didn't see that. Okay, those are one of those setups. So I didn't want to play for it, guys. I gotta be careful for copyright strike, guys. Oh, let's see that. What else he got to say about Obama today?
I got this car recently, and look how much I was paying for insurance before. I use this website, and now look at my policy. I'm saving.
I should have gotten it 4 or 5 times. They won't give me a Nobel Peace Prize because they only give it to liberals.
It's safe to say that Donald Trump has prize envy. He thinks he deserves one, whether it's for his role in the Israel-Iran conflict or India versus Pakistan. And while he's been nominated before, many times actually, it was Barack Obama who won in a controversial decision during the first few months of his presidency. But while the president thinks that it's because he's a Republican, his son thinks it's because of his race. Don Jr. says, quote, affirmative action is when Barack Obama gets the Nobel Peace Prize instead of Donald Trump. For the record, even Barack Obama was like, why did you give this to me?
Yeah, why did I win? Yeah. You know, by the way,
but he was more than happy to accept it, wasn't he?
By the way, real quick, Ferrari has not given me my car yet. I don't know why Ferrari hasn't delivered me my car.
You deserve it.
Yeah, I deserve that Ferrari.
Yeah, you deserve that Ferrari.
Look, this is a classic example of like kind of like both things can be true at the same time. Like the Nobel Peace Prize, we're not on the Nobel Peace Prize committee. Obama, like you said, shouldn't have gotten it. He got it for peace and diplomacy, I think, was some of the criteria that they mentioned. And we had deployed troops later on in Afghanistan, and the Iraq stuff didn't end until 2010 with our troop deployment.
Yeah, and he had barely been president.
He had barely been president. And there was a conflict in Gaza that was happening in 2009 that had just ended as he was coming into office. So, like, why did he win it? Also, Donald Trump, FYI, if you want to win the award, how about you do establish peace in the region? You did not broker peace between India and Pakistan. We don't know that that's going to happen.
What about the Abraham Accords?
The Abraham Accords was in 2017.
And they're expanding them right now.
Okay, let me know when they're expanded. And then we'll come back to it when it happens. I can't give somebody something based on a hypothetical. On Rwanda, tell me about what he did in Rwanda.
They've had a 30-year conflict over there. They had him in the Oval Office on Friday afternoon. I mean, they should have.
Well, his application is
his application. No, that's what I'm saying. There's a difference between applying for something later on.
Now he's helping Israel and Iran settle this thing after a couple of weeks. I mean, Barack Obama got the Nobel Peace Prize in 2009. He should not have accepted it. But I will remind you all what he did after he got it. He dropped tens of thousands of bombs on several other countries. He ordered thousands of drone strikes, including on an American citizen, vaporizing people. This was probably the biggest non-peace president of our lifetime. And yet he's got his trophy. He got his trophy because he won an election.
Yeah, we agree he shouldn't have gotten it. The question is what she's asking.
it was affirmative action? I'm asking.
I don't know why they gave it to him. I think it was
affirmative action.
But the question is affirmative action. That's what Donald Trump Jr. is saying.
I don't know what that means in this context. I think they gave it to him because they love the idea of Barack Obama without thinking about the actual Barack Obama, who turned out to be a complete and total warmonger.
So then it's not affirmative action then?
You wouldn't say.
So you would agree with us? It's not. We're agreeing with you.
It was a political decision they made.
Okay, so we can
not affirmative action decision.
We agree.
Okay. We agree. I think that one of the things with Trump, first of all, his applications, plural, are pending, but one of the reasons that I think it's just unclear is he likes to claim victory before things are done. You know,
fully done,
and I think it's important to know. Is there going to be peace? He said he would end the war in Ukraine, not ended. Right. War in Gaza, not ended. This ceasefire between Israel and Iran, we have been here before as a planet, and it doesn't necessarily hold. So there's a lot that's unknown, even though I know that he wants credit for it. I understand why he wants credit for it, but it's just not done.
But you would admit there was nothing known when they gave it to Obama. Yeah, we know plenty about Trump, right?
I don't think anybody disagrees with you.
So you admit then his resume today is stronger than Obama's in 2009.
No, that's not what we admit.
No, because
why is that not true?
Obama wasn't president for a first term. Trump was already president.
So he had done nothing.
So they didn't have the same resume.
One had a resume. I mean, at least you can like or dislike Donald Trump and what his record is, but at least you can make a judgment off of it. I think the thing that perturbed a lot of folks and perturbed a lot of the American people, if you look back on the polling and say, even then, even when Obama's approval rating was sky high at the beginning of his presidency, the majority of Americans didn't think he deserved the Nobel Peace Prize. And it's stuff like that I think.
Neither did he.
Right.
But he accepted it.
Yeah. Look.
And he's not petitioning.
The noble thing to have done would have been to have turned it down.
But to your point, the job's not finished. In sports, they always say that. Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. Job's not done. A foreign minister from Rwanda told CNN, he said he's committed to supporting this ongoing negotiation, but warned that ending the conflict will depend on political will and the good faith. And he doesn't know if that is true, referring to the DRC's government. It's not done. It's not done.
You didn't watch the news yesterday. They literally announced it in the Oval Office.
Let me ask you a question.
Literally in the Oval Office.
Can I say something?
Friday afternoon.
You said something earlier. You said, and you kind of agree with Pete when he says there's something about the media where they feel like they want to disprove Donald Trump. Is that what you said? Something to that effect?
It happens every day.
And you think that's what they want to do, right? You think the media is going in to say he's lying and he's not telling the truth. Do you believe that?
That is the standing disposition.
Do you believe that he tells the truth?
Yeah, I do.
Every time?
You think
all presidents?
You think the president tells the truth? This current president tells the truth often?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I also think that, to our point that we haven't established, he does announce things before it's too soon.
They literally had the
program is
countries
not
in there.
The program isn't.
I feel like you should watch the news before you come out here.
I feel like you should stop trying to defend him just to defend him.
I feel like you should watch the news.
I think you should stop trying to say.
So
you agree that it's not.
We gotta leave it there.
Your hand is very close
We
to my
have
face.
to hold on a second, Carrie. We have to leave it there. But look, listen. Trump is petitioning for this. We'll see if the Nobel Prize Committee agrees with him. There's still plenty of time to find out about how some of these conflicts get resolved.
The court sided with a group of religious Maryland parents who want the option to keep their elementary age children out of lessons involving books with LGBTQ content. President Trump celebrated this as a win for the court's conservative majority.
It's really a ruling for parents. They lost control of the schools. They lost control of their child. And this is a tremendous victory for parents.
We're going to talk to folks on both sides of this issue. Let's bring in Cecilia Wong, the National Legal Director for the American Civil Liberties Union. And Cecilia, the ruling does not remove these books from the shelves. It doesn't stop schools from teaching them. Why do you think this was a bad decision?
Well, thanks, Jake, for having me on. I think today's decision by the Supreme Court is unfortunately a drastic break from decades of precedent, and has the potential to sow real chaos and disruption in public schools across America. For the first time under the Supreme Court's order today, parents with religious objections are empowered to pick and choose from a secular public school curriculum, which interferes with the school district's legitimate educational purposes and its ability to operate schools without disruption. And ironically, this ruling comes in a case where the curriculum is designed to foster civility and help young learners foster understanding across differences and agree and disagree with civility. So I think it's a very unfortunate decision that really is at odds with the history of the court's precedents on the First Amendment.
And let's read some of the decision written by Justice Alito. He talks about one of the books in question. It's called Uncle Bobby's Wedding. It's about a same-sex wedding. Alito writes, quote, "It presents acceptance of same-sex marriage as a perspective that should be celebrated. Other Americans wish to present a different moral message to their children, and their ability to present that message is undermined when the exact opposite message is positive, reinforced in the public school classroom," unquote. So Alito's argument is that parents should have the final word when it comes to teaching their children about morality, that they should have the final word when it comes to their education, especially if the government, the school, is teaching something that contradicts their religion. Why is that a problem for you?
Well, as Justice Sotomayor pointed out in her dissent, which includes the entirety of that book, Uncle Bobby's Wedding, points out, what really happened here is that the Montgomery County Schools District decided to have books that were inclusive on LGBT themes, as well as other themes about inclusion of people of different races and people of different religions. And the issue is that these were all age-appropriate materials that portrayed an inclusive attitude toward people from across differences. The book itself, whether parents object to it or not, they can teach their kids what they want and react to those books at home. But in the classroom, up until today's decision, the Supreme Court has always said that as to a secular public school curriculum, parents don't get to pick and choose in that secular curriculum. What happened in the case below is that Montgomery County at first let parents opt out of this curriculum. And what they saw was rampant absenteeism, where kids were not in class. Sometimes kids would skip the entire school day. And there was a real stigmatizing effect on kids whose parents might be gay or lesbian. The whole point of the school curriculum and of a secular public school is that people must listen and learn to agree or disagree with civility. And I think the Supreme Court's decision today is really going to disrupt the whole central idea of secular public education in this country. You don't have to agree with everything that you learn in school or that you're exposed to in school, but you do, until today, you did have to sit and listen and engage with others in the classroom. People are free to disagree with these materials. And unfortunately, I think the Supreme Court's decision today really upends the whole idea of secular public school curriculum and has the potential to sow chaos.
Cecilia Wong with the ACLU, thank you so much, appreciate it. Let's talk now with one of the parents who first brought this case in Montgomery County, Maryland. Mom Grace Morrison, her attorney Michael O'Brien joins us as well. So Grace, thanks so much for joining us, really appreciate it. Montgomery County first removed the opt-out choice in 2023. You're a mom of public school kids in Montgomery County. Why did you bring this case?
I brought this case because my husband and I have an adopted daughter from Ukraine. She had been in the public school system for 7 years. She is a child with special needs. She has Down syndrome. And we became aware that in her special needs classroom, they were presenting books on sexuality and heavy topics of gender ideology. And we became very alarmed by this. Then to find out that we could no longer opt out of these materials, nor be even informed of what she was being taught. The books were being presented and discussed. So we had to make the very difficult decision to remove her from the school system. And that came at a great personal cost. And we have been, walking through this case. So today we are really rejoicing to have those, by the Supreme Court, to have those rights restored.
So how much of this was because of your child's special needs, and how much was it because of whatever religious objections you and your husband might have?
Wow, sorry guys, I was falling asleep.
For our family, this material was directly opposed to our religious beliefs. We are Catholic, and the things that were being presented were in complete conflict with our Catholic faith.
I'm back now with Rachel Laurier. She is the author of the brand new book, Black Capitalists, a blueprint for what is possible. Rachel, I just want to start with the concept, Black capitalism. Talk to me about that. I think that there is a visceral reaction that some people have to just the idea before they even explore it. So walk us through that to begin.
Yeah, so it's the case that race makes a difference in how we participate in capitalism. And that difference really teaches us how we can create a more equitable version of the system because of that difference. Especially within the Black community, we all have different economic identities. Some of us are capitalists, some of us are anti-capitalist for a good reason. When you think about the underpinnings of capitalism today, exploitative, extractive, violent, and racist in its underpinnings. And yet some of us are socialists. We all have these different identities, but the reality is that we live in a capitalist economy today. And so the call to action is to really think about how can we reckon with that reality while.
Welcome back. A stunning political upset this week in the race to lead America's biggest city. 33-year-old Democratic Socialist and New York State Assemblyman Zohran Mamdani is poised to win the Democratic primary for New York City, beating out former Governor Andrew Cuomo. He's now set to head to the general election, but his likely primary win is already sending shockwaves through the Democratic Party. And joining me now is Zohran Mamdani. Mr. Mamdani, welcome to Meet the Press.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. There is so much to discuss. We have to start with your remarkable victory in the primary for mayor. You're 33 years old. As I just said, you started out at close to 0% in the polls, Mr. Mamdani. You came back to topple one of the biggest names in New York.